President Trump is claiming a trade breakthrough with European allies as he visits the Midwest. The president says U.S. farmers will benefit from his agreement with the European Union to tear down trade barriers. White House correspondent Mark Irons reports. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening, Lauren. After being criticized for inciting a trade war with allies, the president is now receiving some praise for this agreement. Farmers remain concerned about tariffs, but the president says they will now have access to a big new market.
We just opened up Europe for you farmers. You're not going to be too angry with Trump, I can tell you, because you were essentially, wouldn't you say, Kim, they were restricted from dealing in Europe. You had barriers that really made it impossible for farm products to go in.
President Trump promises his trade policies will be good for Americans after a visit to a manufacturing lab in Iowa and a steel factory in Illinois. On the international stage, trade relations may be improving. Today, the head of the European Central Bank is calling an agreement to hold off on new tariffs a good sign. And the president says it's good for free and fair trade.
We agreed today, first of all, to work together towards zero tariffs, zero non-tariff barriers, and zero subsidies on non-auto industrial goods.
But this week, the Trump administration announced a $12 billion temporary aid package for farmers. Critics had predicted the president's tariffs would ultimately hurt them.
I'm not for bailouts.
Congressman David Young, a Republican from Iowa, says he isn't happy about the aid, and neither are farmers.
They are worried that a global trade war and tariffs will result in job loss. This
is coming from the effect of what the administration has done, and it's an admonition that tariffs are harming agriculture and harming farmers. And so it's not what they prefer.
Though the details of the agreement between the U.S. and the EU are vague, the president insists it will benefit American farmers. He tweets, "European Union representatives told me that they would start buying soybeans from our great farmers immediately. Also, they will be buying vast amounts of LNG."
The U.S.-European Union agreement does nothing to resolve America's conflicts with the rest of the world. Other trading partners, including Canada, Japan, Mexico, and South Korea, still face the threat of auto tariffs, which could go into effect as early as September. Lauren?
Mark, what's the current status of the president's imposed tariffs on steel and aluminum?
Well, as we heard the president say, the U.S. is working toward resolving those tariffs with the European Union, but they currently remain in place. And the U.S. is still locked in trade disputes with China. The Trump administration has imposed tariffs on $34 billion in Chinese goods in a dispute over Beijing's high-tech industrial policies. Lauren?
White House correspondent Mark Irons, thank you.